And boom, we're live. What's up,
Boom.
guys?
We're fucking
A
live.
little bit.
Fucking live. Me and Steve are wearing the same goddamn hat per usual.
Per usual.
We're here. I'm in my work shit. Steve, I wish I had that on. And Zach, show off the fucking hair, bro.
Oh, yeah? Boom. Look at that.
Wow.
Look at that.
You can really see it on camera.
Like that right there?
No, that's
Like
not that.
It's getting there.
It's this.
Oh, right here? Wait, hold on.
Yeah, but it don't look as bad as you were pointing out. You were saying you wanted to go bald.
Oh, yeah.
He was contemplating going bald.
Like this?
Like that.
Like this?
Like that.
No.
Oh,
I
come
still
on.
am.
This is
No.
pretty good.
I still am. I'm still going to. And honestly, doing this just made me realize, like, okay, I'm going to be
I'm going
fine
to chop. I'm not gonna. My hair's tied up. I'm going to chop my hair off completely, cut that in half, and give one to each of you. That's what I'm gonna do.
So we each gonna have one side?
No, you're gonna
One
no.
side.
No, well, I'll
Yeah.
cut all my hair that I get in half, and then I'll give it to you guys, and then I'll be the one with the no.
No, me
I'll
and
be
Zach
shaved.
will just stand next to each other, and it'll be like we both have the mid part,
Right.
like left side, and then he'll have the right.
Yeah.
Perfect. That'd be great. Just helping out the boys, man. You really fucking,
Bro,
you're a guy.
there's
Hell yeah.
wow. Thank you for that.
Wow.
There's a lot of things I won't do for you guys. There's not a lot.
There's a lot I won't do.
Not a
Won't do
lot.
it. So I appreciate you saying that.
No,
Definitely.
no. There's not a lot of things I wouldn't do. You know?
Dude, you
To
should have
anybody.
seen these. You should have seen these assists this boy was hooking me up with today.
Oh,
Really?
bro,
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
you wouldn't see him coming. Steve.
Points in the paint, huh?
Oh, dude,
Steve.
points on the 3-pointer, points in the paint. Dude, this guy was passing up wide open layups, throwing it to me on the 3-point line.
Damn,
What a
that's
guy.
crazy.
What a guy.
I was looking like
Bro.
the Celtics.
You almost hit him
Damn.
in the head. Almost hit him in the head. You didn't even see it
It's
coming.
getting dark. It's getting real dark.
Yeah.
We are washed up, man. It's probably good that you didn't come through. We were not doing well.
This dude used to hit me up like mid-December, 7:00 at night. Hey, you want a ball?
Go to
You
rec.
want a ball? Be like, no! Fucking snow on the ground. I'm not balling. I'm gonna
Half an hour later, we'd be coming up to the rec. Like, all right, we're gonna be here for 10
15
minutes.
minutes.
10 minutes.
45 minutes later. hour.
Light sesh.
Right,
Light
right.
sesh.
God forbid there's people already balling. Oh,
There's
Get
nobody
on,
balling.
go.
There's nobody balling in mid-December. Christmas is the next day.
we were. We've balled on Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
It's just ball, dude. And then then it turned into the frisbee.
Mm-hmm.
We used to just frisbee
I still got
everywhere.
the frizz, bro.
Frisbee's fire.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell
We
yeah.
used to go to like Town Farm and
We
there's,
gotta
like,
have a
this.
field day this year for the boys.
Yeah.
Get like 6 or 7 heads, bring a fucking cookout grill, bring a cooler.
We could definitely do
It was like
that.
Tico's
Oh,
backyard.
yeah.
Like-
Oh, dude, we could totally do it in Tico's backyard.
Mhm.
What
Yeah.
was the when did I show up one time and you guys were playing like you guys were throwing the football in the backyard? I
We-
showed up for like 2 minutes and you stopped playing.
It was probably a fight night. We've
I-
been
I-
doing that a lot.
I bet it was probably
Yeah.
Problem is, this guy's always working.
Yeah, you
No,
always...
well, yes, that is absolutely.
Come
But I
on.
think there was I think it was one of the live reactions I did.
Was it the Super Bowl day?
Maybe. Because I want to say I was here doing live reactions.
It was the
and then I
Super Bowl
showed
day.
up to Tico's.
It must have been the Super Bowl day then. Because we did a
The Super
pod.
Bowl. What did I do for the Super Bowl?
You had the
Tico's,
day
bro.
off.
Oh no, it wasn't that day.
No?
it wasn't that day.
Hmm.
No, because like I showed up on an early card. Oh, by the way, UFC 286, like not this weekend, but next weekend, starts at 1 p.m., finishes at 8 p.m.
That's fire. Let's go.
That is fire. I heard that. That
Except
is
for the
fire.
fact that it makes you realize, like, dude, this is 7 hours.
Yeah, but you know what?
This is a long card.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, most of them are 6 hours. You know what I mean? It's not like
Yeah, they started
crazy
at
long.
6.
This is a long card.
Yeah.
And
There's
I just
a lot
say
of fights on it.
I just say 7 hours because that's like the estimated time that the main event will end. You know, it could be like 6 hours, 15
I get what
minutes.
I get what you're saying now.
Yeah.
Okay.
depending on if there's,
Like the main
decisions.
People usually
the main
but that
card
is
starts at
interesting
5.
because people normally don't do it like that because it really does last 7 hours.
Yeah.
You don't do it by like when the fight starts.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
like the main
So
event
normally
starts at
it's-
10, but it's really going to end at probably like 10:30.
Yeah.
10:45 after like the people talking.
Well, you think about the last
The-
one,
the-
UFC 285. We showed up a little. Well, you showed up a little bit early, and we were kind of bullshitting around. We were like, "Oh shit, it's starting!" And it's like 5:30.
Yeah.
What's
Sometimes they
5:30
start
to 1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
UFC's weird. I don't feel like it's like planned, but it's kind of like
Well, because
Like-
they know they have so many. Like, if you got 5 prelims,
Yeah.
that's 2.5 hours, right? Because you got to give 30 minutes per fight.
Yep.
So it's 2.5 hours. If you want to start at 8 o'clock, you just got to start at 5:30. That's what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw that and I was very excited. Like, oh shit,
You have it off.
1 o'clock. Yes, 1 o'clock start time. Yeah.
Did you notice how all of these fighters, they're all doing live reactions?
Sean O'Malley.
Adesanya's been doing it for a little bit. Sean O'Malley did it.
Mhm.
Francis Ngannou did it this weekend.
Really?
Um,
Oh, dude, we
There's
gotta
a
get into
lot-
the John Jones, Francis Ngannou talk that's been happening.
Did
Oh, fuck
Cejudo
that shit,
do it too?
dude.
Did Cejudo do a live reaction? No.
Most of them, a lot of them are doing it.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
I know they definitely analyzed the fights afterwards for sure. Like,
Yeah.
which is cool.
Yeah, John Jones had interesting interviews.
Did you hear? All right, so the one I saw afterwards was, yeah, it was after John won the title. He had the belt like in the press conference, and the guy was like, "So, John, now that you beat Cyril Gane, and you know the fight was supposed to be with Francis Ngannou, do you think that, Francis after the fight he was saying like, congrats from the heavyweight king Francis? Like, do you think that, what do you think about those Francis Ngannou comments?" And Jones goes, "Francis Ngannou is a big pussy."
He would
Straight up like that.
lose. I mean, Francis Ngannou would lose to John Jones without a doubt now.
I think so too.
I think. Well,
Without a doubt.
Well, we had talked about it. Like, listen, you know what I find so interesting? Me and you had this conversation because we watched a snippet on Twitter where he was like, those last couple fights, like I wasn't really, I was trying to give the fans the fight that they wanted. So like I was kind of taking it easy on those guys. You basically imply like he was trying to take it easy to give the fights a good show.
Yeah.
And I was like, like maybe he's bullshitting, like maybe he's just saying that. But now I'm like, dude, he might have been going 70% against Reyes and Santos. Like he might have just not been fucking trying. And he was like,
Yeah.
I want this to go to decision. I want to barely squeak it out. So it's like, oh shit.
I don't know.
I don't necessarily believe that.
Well, here's the thing, man. He went for one takedown against Dominic Reyes, and he did not go for a single takedown against Santos. 2 guys who are not great wrestlers.
Mhm.
And now he's like, I'm going for finishes. And he finished Cyril Gane in 2
I'm
minutes.
betting him submission the next three fights.
He said that he's going to finish Stipe. He said he's not going to
Which
take
I
it.
He's not
totally
knocking him
believe
out.
it.
Yeah.
100%.
He's not knocking him out.
And
He might ground him.
I don't know, dude. I don't know if Stipe just doesn't care or if he really believes. He's like, you're going to see. Like, I'm going to whoop his ass. Like, that's it.
No, I don't think he cares. I think it's just a money fight for him.
You know what I said.
Yeah.
I just don't think he wants to hype up John Jones because I don't think he likes John Jones as a person.
Yeah.
But he respects him as a
That
fighter.
could be totally it.
So I don't
True.
know. I don't know.
And going back to what you were saying, I just think that John was like, I feel like he was almost getting bored with his fighting
you're
in
right.
the light heavyweight, right? So like, I think his game plan kind of changed like as he continued to go, but I don't think he was fighting at 70%. I just think that I don't know.
He just wasn't going for a finish.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
And you know what? To be honest with you,
Have you ever been
those-
I'm like out of the
oh
view.
shit, my bad. I didn't even realize that.
You're good.
Those fights were pretty exciting. Like if you watch them back, you're like, oh shit, like Joe Rogan even said to go into the 4th. Like, who knows? John might have to finish him right now if Dominic took the first 3 rounds. Like, holy shit, what's gonna happen?
Mm.
So that was kind of exciting. And now he's like, okay, I'm going to heavyweight. This is a challenge. I'm taking this the fuck seriously. 2 minute and 2 second submission.
I
I
just go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you.
I just look at what he did when he was a light heavyweight and his 4. We looked at it last week. His first 4 finishes defending the belt submission.
So
So
it was
do the same
Ryan
thing.
Bader, his number 1 contender fight, and then Shogun Hua, his title fight. Or excuse me, that one was knockout. Ryan Bader was submission. The Shogun Hua fight was knockout, and then the Rampage Jackson was submission, and the Lyoto Machida was submission. So like those 4 fights, number 1 contender, title fight, first 2 title defenses were all finishes.
Yep.
And now he's at heavyweight. And let's be honest here, right? We know that Stipe's next, probably in July. And then after that, it's either Pavlovich or Blades. I'm going to go with Pavlovich. I think Pavlovich will beat Blades. So it's going to be Gane, Miocic, Pavlovich, right? And I mean, Miocic to me seems like the least likely of those guys to get a submission. Now, hindsight's 2020, because I would have said Cyril Gane and probably would have been, because I thought Cyril Gane would have.
Bro.
He said, like, dude, I've been training my wrestling. Like, people really don't realize it. Like, I've been doing all this and that.
What a fugazi,
Bro, that is the most bullshit.
What a fugazi.
Did you
Guys
see
talking
Khabib?
out of
Did
his
you hear Khabib?
ass.
No.
Khabib's like, Cyril Gane, come to Dagestan, brother.
Yes,
Come to
I did
Dagestan,
see
brother.
that.
You
really
need to learn how to wrestle. It's
yeah,
going to
you
take you
need
3
some
or 4 years, but come to Dagestan, learn to wrestle, and I promise you'll win championships. It's like, it's going to take you 3 to 4 years to learn how to wrestle. And Cyril Gane's like, I'll just, train it when my fight's scheduled. Like, I'm not training off camp. Like, I'm just going to train once I get signed the deal for those 2 months.
He's lazy.
Yeah, that just goes. I feel like that's his whole career, right?
Hard work beats talent when
Yeah.
talent fails to work hard. And you look at Cyril Gane, everything anybody ever says, Cyril Gane is one of the most naturally gifted people in the UFC. You look at all the other sports, he's great at soccer, he's great at basketball, he's great at MMA. He's just a super athletic guy.
Fast on his feet, dude,
But he doesn't fucking work hard.
No.
And John Jones is one of the hardest working motherfuckers out there.
You see Gane
And he's super talented.
posting all these videos, playing basketball, doing all this shit, playing soccer.
Like, how about you grapple, bro?
He should be in the gym.
Yeah.
Wrestling.
It's just awful.
Cyril Gane goes and trains wrestling for 3 years and comes back. Now I'm like, in Dagestan. He goes and trains. He wrestles 3 years in Dagestan, doesn't fight, comes back to the UFC. Maybe he fucks up like the number 5 contender or something, and they put him against John Jones in 3 years when Jones is 38. Now I'm like, Jones is still going to win, but okay. This is going to be a good fight. This is going to be a better fight now.
Yeah. I think Jones will still get the W.
Jones said that he felt goofy standing.
Mm-hmm.
Said that he felt goofy. Shout out, guard.
I think he did say that. I think the weight difference for him is and he did say he might come in slimmer.
Yep.
Next fight.
Yep. He said he wants to be like
he's
8
bulking
pounds
up.
slimmer. Well, Stipe didn't say he's gonna. He just said he has been bulking up. Yeah. So like he fought his
not
whole
been
career at
training?
240, and then what he did because it's super weird, but it makes sense in a way because Miocic had the Ngannou fight that he beat Ngannou in a decision because he wrestled him, and then he had the 3 Cormier fights, and then he had Ngannou again, right? So he fought Ngannou and he wanted to be light against Ngannou, and then he came in the same weight against Cormier. Cormier knocked him out, and then he wanted to be heavier against Cormier. So he was fighting 240 the whole time. He came in 253 or something against Cormier, beat him the next 2 times. And then he fights Ngannou again, and he slims back down, as he did against Ngannou the first time, and got mopped up. Because if you're fighting a guy that can wrestle, you don't want to be slim. So now Miocic maybe learned something from that, and he's like, okay, if John's going to wrestle, maybe I want to go to 250. He said after UFC 285 that he's 253 right now. That's what he said, which is where he fought Cormier at, who is also a wrestler. There's levels to this. I'm not saying.
No, I know.
I'm just like for
Putting
the
it
weight
out there,
reasons.
yeah.
Yeah. John Jones beat DC. DC. I'm using MMA math here. What is John Jones coming at? Let's just be like minus 300, minus 200.
I was thinking like it's gonna be between minus 300 and minus 400. I think. I was
It's
thinking
gonna
like
be high.
minus 320, minus 340.
It's gonna be high.
Wouldn't be surprised to see minus 200, but definitely minus 400, minus 300. Definitely a shot. Minus 340.
Listen, Francis Ngannou. There's a
minus 350. Yeah.
Stipe was not ready for the second Ngannou fight, right? Like I think you guys have seen that fight, right?
We watched it.
Yeah.
So Stipe wasn't ready for it.
No.
He wasn't ready for the punch power. And then once he got hit, he went for a takedown, and then Ngannou sprawled and out-wrestled him. And Stipe really wasn't fucking ready. So he's like, he has that experience. But Stipe, now the questions that we had for John Jones that have been mostly answered. Because that one question of like John Jones striking at heavyweight,
Or kicking.
his striking's going to be good, but like we haven't seen it. So there's still a little bit of that question. And now Miocic, by the time the fight comes in July, which is heavily speculated, it'll be 2 years since he fought. So it's like, how's Stipe been? Like, what's going on with him now? We know John Jones is back. We know he's 100%.
What's going on with him is that he's losing.
Nothing good, I'll tell you that
Nothing
much.
good.
But Stipe is one of those guys that he just fucking trains and he goes and fights fires. Like, that's all he fucking does.
Yeah. And I'm sure he does, but at the same time, it's like, all right, have you changed your game plan? Are you just doing some of the same stuff that you were doing this whole time?
Mhm.
Are you preparing for John Jones?
But there's a difference in preparing for Ngannou and John. Like that is two completely different game plans, I think.
100%. But that's what I mean. Like, all right, you've had the 2-year layaway. Did you really think John was going to come back? Is that somebody that you actually put in your sights? You know what I mean? Like,
well, I think so because a year ago, well, it was like August, like the summer of last year, it was supposed to be Jones Miocic. Like that fight was supposed to get booked. So I mean, I would assume at some point in there, he was like, all right, let's watch some tape on John. Let's train for this guy. What are we going to do? If he takes us down, how are we going to, you know? So like, I'm assuming he's doing that, but like no one's training as hard as John Jones.
I just don't think it's enough, and I think John has just surrounded himself with so many good people.
You look at Stipe, right? He's the GOAT. He's the heavyweight GOAT. Defended the belt more times than anybody. He's beaten all these fucking names. Beat Verdum, beat Kane, beat Cormier twice, beat Ngannou. Like he's beaten fucking everybody. But you look at Stipe, and he's not like the best at anything. He has knockout power, but he doesn't have Francis knockout power. He's a good wrestler, but he's not Cormier or John Jones. He's a pretty talented boxer. Like his ability to just land punches and come at different angles. He is very good at that. But he doesn't have that one thing that he can lean on, you know? Like if John starts making him uncomfortable, you know.
What the fuck is he gonna do? He has to knock him out in one punch.
That's really the thing. Like that's what Stipe's gonna have to do.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm thinking maybe he should bulk up. Like maybe he should be big because one, it'll help you with strength for wrestling. Maybe you know you can keep Jones off you a little bit, which you probably fucking can. But also, you gotta be able to knock him out in one punch. So, but then he's not. But then Jones is way faster than him.
How old is Stipe?
He's gonna be.
39.
I think he's 39, turning 40.
And he's been out of the game for 2 years.
He is 40. He will almost be 41 by the time they fight.
It's not even going to be close. Once John just shoots, not even shoots for a takedown, just gets a hold of him, he's just going to throw him around like a rag doll, just as like he did to Ngannou.
I hope Stipe wins. If I could live bet, which FanDuel will be here, I hope Stipe wins. Wins the first round, and then the number goes down for Jones, and then you just put the boat on him. You put the house, your truck,
or do you put it by
alone?
Jones in round 1?
I just think you do. I don't think
Stipe
is going to have to run away for 5 minutes in order to get out of the first round.
That's what I told my boss. On the way here, my boss called me. He's like, "Hey, I looked into John Jones' steroids and like what he did and how he got caught and like what the steroid was that he was using." And I told him, I was like, that dude, if he faces Francis Ngannou right now, I'm like, it's either ending in the first or second round. Stipe versus same thing, first or second round.
I still think that Francis is the worst matchup for John. I really do. Because
out of all of the people who are in the heavyweight
Curtis Blades
right now,
I thought Curtis Blades was kind of a bad matchup, but Curtis he just mops the floor with Curtis Blades.
No, yeah, it's not even close.
Not even.
But that's the thing. That's what's so beautiful about what it was, because not only are we're just of the opinion of like, oh shit, like John's fantastic at wrestling. He's super strong. He can submit anybody. He's going for finishes. But all these fucking guys, all these Stipes and Ngannous and Blades and Pavlovich and Tom Aspinall, fucking everybody was like, all right, we're going to get some tape on John Jones. We're going to see how he's doing. Like, what's his body like? How is his cardio going to be in the later rounds? And they got fucking nothing for tape.
A minute and a half.
Nothing for tape.
Minute and a half.
You better study the shit out of that. Did you guys see the Henry Cejudo clip of how Cejudo predicted how John Jones would win?
No.
Have you guys seen that? I'm gonna look that up. It's really cool because you know Cejudo trained with John Jones.
Yeah.
Him and his brother helped him out.
John Jones trained with Henry Cejudo and brought in David Goggins in his camp. Like, how the fuck was he gonna lose?
No.
You see David Goggins. Look up the live reaction of David Goggins after he won.
Hold on, look at this. This is Henry Cejudo in camp with predicting. This is off Henry Cejudo's YouTube channel. Jones' last practice.
I watched this actually.
Last practice 11 days before, or no, 9 days. That's awesome.
It is awesome. And you know what? He's really good when he talks about wrestling because he talked about
Henry
like
Cejudo is very linguistically sound. Like he knows exactly what he's thinking in his head. He says it exactly how he wants it, and then he fucking does it.
he's a really good analyst too. He can
Mhm.
break down fights, and
He's a
just-
very smart guy.
He is. He's wicked intelligent when it comes to this stuff.
Very good fight IQ.
love watching his
youngest
videos.
gold medalist for wrestling.
Yeah.
If Cejudo was just like 5'9", 5'10", he would be running roughshod over fucking anybody.
I know. It's crazy.
Dude, Henry Cejudo is 5'4".
He's a shrimp.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
He's 5'4", and in his last win in the UFC, he beat Dominic Cruz, who's 5'11", who is the bantamweight GOAT, who notably was 2 years away from the sport when he came back after 2 ACL surgeries. It's like that, you can make that win whatever you want. Knocked him out in 2 minutes, but like.
I was gonna say it was a first round knockout,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah.
But Cejudo is like, and that's the thing. Dude, Cejudo versus Sterling is such an interesting matchup because if Cejudo was 3 inches taller and had 3 or 4 more inches of reach, I'd be picking him against Sterling. But it's so insurmountable. Like to be like 6 inches shorter and have a 9-inch reach disadvantage, you're like, Jesus, dude, I don't know how I fucking pick you. Like, it's fucking tough.
I think we wouldn't be talking about it if their styles were so similar,
Mhm.
right? Because I feel like
Yeah.
Aljo is such a dominant wrestler.
That's the thing.
Then now we're like,
If this was Cejudo O'Malley, who O'Malley and Sterling have very similar builds. They're the same height, reach, basically the same thing. Now, when it's Cejudo O'Malley, I'm thinking, listen, O'Malley is very good at jiu-jitsu. Like, he's actually gotten way better. He's a brown belt. I've started to work with his YouTube editor, which is really cool. But like, and he tells me all the time, like, oh yeah, I'm going to jiu-jitsu with Sean tonight. Like, yeah, he's there every fucking day. Like every fucking day. I'm like, no shit, he's brown belt now or purple belt, something like that.
Huh.
But even then, I'm like, dude, Cejudo is wrestling the shit out of Sean O'Malley. I'm sorry. And you know what? When you're on the ground wrestling, height and reach don't make that much of a fucking difference. But when you got a guy like Sterling, who's amazing at wrestling and has that smothering pressure on the ground, now you're like, okay, that's almost even. I'd still give it to Cejudo. Cejudo's definitely a better wrestler, but not by much. So wrestling on the ground is almost even. Now you look stand up, and that's where I'm like, dude, Cejudo's good at boxing, and he's power striker. He has power in his hands.
for sure.
But I don't know if you can get close to fucking Sterling.
And Sterling uses kicks, and he likes to like bob and weave around, wait to shoot a takedown.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. It's a tough fight.
Maybe
man.
Sterling's going to go for a takedown, and Cejudo just guillotines him in round 1. Let me see that.
Maybe.
Is Sterling the bantamweight GOAT? I don't know.
If Sterling beats
I don't
Cejudo,
know.
It's close.
If he beats Cejudo, I think it's.
listen, right now, it's either Dominic Cruz or TJ Dillashaw.
That ain't too hard to beat.
In their primes, like, listen,
They
Dominic
were
Cruz
great.
in his prime was fucking amazing, right? It's only towards the back half of his career when he's been 33, 34, 35, fighting all these new guys that he's been
It's kind of like your
So-so.
peak. It's kind of like where you should be like dominating. I feel like.
But he tore his ACL 3 times in his prime, which sucked.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest what ifs in MMA, I think, because he was like 26 years old when the bantamweight division got started, and he was given the belt, and he beat TJ twice, and he beat Uriah Faber, who was also great at that time. He had that one loss against Cody Garbrandt, which was, maybe looking back on it, you're like, okay, maybe that was a bad fucking loss. Which is one of the most entertaining fights ever. That fight where Cody's doing the fucking robot and literally like head movement was a rhyme at that time. But yeah, if Dominic didn't fuck up his leg a bunch of times, he might have ran that division for like Jose Aldo did.
Yeah.
But then it was Cejudo and it was Marlon Moraes for a minute and TJ Dillashaw did it. Like Dominic Cruz beat TJ Dillashaw. Cody Garbrandt beat Dominic Cruz, and then TJ Dillashaw beat Cody Garbrandt twice. So there's MMA math for you. Each one's beating each other. If Sterling beats Cejudo, which hasn't been confirmed, but it's probably going to be UFC 288 May 6th in New Jersey, I think I'd be ready to say he's the bantamweight.
Yo, I saw that New Jersey card. I was like, yo, Oh my road trip.
Well, listen,
That
listen,
would be pretty
that's
sick.
the main event is Sterling Cejudo, unofficially hasn't been signed yet. It's most likely
Does
going to be
your
signed.
mom have a hotel in
She has hotels everywhere.
Delaware though?
She
Or
has hotels
Maryland?
everywhere.
Does
She has one in New Jersey. Yeah, it's in the Prudential Center, and she might have a hotel in the Prudential Center.
I would go for a road
The
trip.
co-main event is Oliveira Darush, by the way. So,
That's a
you
fire.
know,
Rouge.
Darush. Fuck yeah.
can we see, is there any other fights that have been announced for it? I don't think so. Mitchell's coming back versus Jonathan Pierce. That's a good fight. Marina Rodriguez. Kennedy and Nzechukwu versus Devin Clark is pretty good. Armin Petrosian versus Andre Petrosky is
That's a good
really
one.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's some pretty good fights.
Let me go into this.
That's not bad.
How much would it cost to go to a fight in New Jersey, bro?
You want to see if it's on SeatGeek? Might already be. I doubt it, actually, because UFC
I don't even have my
287 tickets.
phone. I think my phone's over there.
Let's see. UFC events. They have 3 events. No, they don't have it on sale.
Nah.
They only have it in San Antonio and Miami right now. Just for the record, UFC 287 in Miami, which would probably be a little bit more expensive than 288 in New Jersey. Like, I think the Miami card would charge more. The cheapest ticket is $485.
That's Miami.
So I'm thinking the cheapest ticket in New Jersey is probably going to be $4 flat.
No way. It's got to be cheaper.
Now, would you guys give a shit if we were like almost nosebleeds in a UFC event?
For $400? Yeah, I'd give a shit. Fuck that.
Well, you know, I'm just saying like that.
I mean,
might
it
be what it
is longer. So hang on. It is longer than a basketball game. So let's say, what, you're gonna be there for 7 hours?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing.
7
I don't know if I'd
hours?
do that. Like if the prelims start at 6, and then or the early prelims 6, prelims 8, main card at 10. I might look at the fights and be like, okay, the first really
Just
good
leave,
fight happens at
leave and come
8:30.
back.
No, I don't think you can. I think once you stamp your ticket and get in, you can't leave and come back. But
Yeah,
I'm saying like you walk in at 9.
Just get late, yeah.
I bet you don't live in Vegas, dude.
I mean, that's what everybody does, right? The prelims are.
You look at the crowd,
seats
there's
are empty.
nobody.
Yeah.
So you get in at 9, 10 o'clock, you go stretch your legs,
Yeah.
you know, do whatever you fuck you gotta do.
Vegas would be saying, bro. Every other weekend.
Yeah, imagine.
Every other weekend. And it's fight night, so it's not expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think
Oh,
they
they
sell.
don't have it.
They have the Apex where they
Yeah.
do fight nights. I don't think they sell that many tickets for it.
Wonder
No.
what the one in. Can you look? No, one in Utah. Like I feel like Utah, New Jersey. I feel like that's
That was
kind of like out of the
278.
blue. I think so.
These go from $40 go up to $2,500.
All right. So yo, if they're like $40, bro,
Oh
nosebleeds.
yeah.
I would be like, yeah.
Oh no, yeah, no questions.
I'd go. I'd
Oh,
spend
wait.
100.
Oh no, this is okay.
I would spend $200.
Yeah.
200 was what I was thinking. Well, like for
can go
nosebleeds,
for-
I was thinking
I'd
like
go-
150 max.
True.
What is what was UFC 285?
Like 150 with no one in front of you, like you're on the railing. That's pretty good. Nosebleeds, like no one in front. Like
Yeah.
you just like have like your own like bench thing. Kind of like what we did in Indy.
Yeah,
Those are fucking dope
those
seats.
are great
yeah.
seats.
We're
UFC
all the way up,
285 cheapest ticket was 250.
But we have like the glass in front, like a little. It was
You can
sick.
put our feet up if you
Put
want.
your fucking
That's
feet
cool.
up, man.
That's awesome.
You're inside. It's warm.
Yeah.
In the middle of winter, it's fucking warm.
Yeah.
You're in there in a t-shirt.
I'll tell you, when we went to the basketball
was
game,
great.
it was fine sitting up in the nosebleeds, but you do get uncomfortable like towards the end of the
Mhm.
game. Like you want to like stretch out and
Yeah.
like I don't know.
Yo,
The guy in the
Indy's sick,
last
dude.
basketball game we went to, the guy kept hitting the fucking back of my seat every 10 minutes.
basketball game.
The Celtics Lakers game, every 10 minutes.
Oh, that guy, yeah.
I was like, fuck.
Dude, when we went with
And then this guy's chick was smashed on the side of me.
Oh my
Dude, that
god!
chick
Remember?
was drunk like 3 hours before the game.
100%.
She
She
was like,
was trash.
woo, like Celtics, like the whole time. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, when we went to the Bruins, dude, Tico.
Oh my god, that was
Hitting this dude's back
Dude,
hard, bro.
dude, he does that all the time.
Dude,
He
that
did
was
that with me when we went to the concert.
This guy was pissed
He wa-
off.
he
Dude.
was-
He
no,
was sick
'cause
of it.
he
He
had
was
a
shaking his
beanie.
head, taking
He
his
had a-
fucking hat off, bro.
Guy, we were at the Motley Crue concert, and he was doing that to some guy. Some guy grabbed the whole Tico, hugged him, and then he left and he gave me $20. He paid me $20. He's like, here you go. I'm like, why? Why are you giving it? He's like, just take it. Just take it. And then he left.
That works. Yeah, cool. All right.
It
Hey,
was crazy.
hey, you want to get tickets again to someplace?
I know.
What the fuck?
But
Dude, this
Tico was
Bruins game.
Tico was pissing him off bad.
This Bruins
He goes
game.
pissed
Imagine
my
you
bad.
say, "Here's for your buddy, bro."
Well, I think he was like, I couldn't sit next to this guy for this whole concert, so I'm gonna pay.
You
this
deserve
kid. Yeah,
something.
you deserve it. You know what I mean?
Go get yourself a beer, man. You
But
deserve
like, it was just like bad. Like,
it. No, we were. So
Tico
we
was
went
like,
to a Bruins game.
I want to leave. Like, we should just go. Like, we'd already missed. Who was it? Oh shit! It was Motley Crue and like another band. The band that does like, I don't know, but they were playing the song that we like. Brennan was talking about, and I'm like, dude, the song's on right now. Like, we should just stay and watch it instead of leaving. He's like, oh really? Oh, okay. I don't know. It's funnier if I could remember all of it, but
So we went
I think
to
he
a
was
Bruins
confused.
game versus
yeah,
the
he
Red
was-
Wings. 8-1, we won. We were supposed to win 9-1, but they took the last goal back, and it was Marchand's hat trick. So like everybody threw their hats in, and then he took the goal back.
Yeah, dude.
No.
But
Yeah,
literally,
fucked
it was
up.
8-1, and by the 6th goal, every time we scored a goal, the guy in front of Tico would literally get up and look at him and be like, no.
And
It
then
was
Tico was
so
getting pissed because they
funny.
missed a goal, dude. He'd be like swearing and stuff like, bro, they're up 6-1. They're up 6-1.
No, but that time, that was the game that I was like, dude, I want to go to more games with him. This was fucking hilarious. Like, I think me and Garv were in the middle, and we're just like laughing, having a good time. Like, oh shit, that was awesome. And then this guy's fucking, let's fucking go, shaking the shit out of people, high-fiving behind him. I'm like, oh shit, all right.
He does get hyped. It's crazy.
Dude,
He's
it was
funny.
hilarious. Oh, so and this just popped up. Those are the payouts for UFC 285. John Jones 7.2 mil,
That's insane.
and that's not including the back end deals, sponsorships, or whatever that we don't know about.
That guy got sponsored.
7.2 mil.
Grasso with only 492K.
Yep.
That's kind of sad.
Only that's a.
Yeah,
About-
but look at
I would
Shevchenko.
love that
She
shit.
beat the shit out of Shevchenko, and Shevchenko got double her bag.
I
She was
looked
the
at-
champ.
I rewatched
know,
that fight.
but
I rewatched.
Grasso's the champ now. Come on.
I rewatched the
know.
fight.
Well, now she'll get paid like her.
I guess, yeah.
I don't think she will.
I don't
no,
think so
no,
either.
not at all. She won't get paid that much to face any.
but look
well,
at
maybe
this.
Nah, rematch.
A rematch. Grasso will probably get paid like 600K,
Not
and
900K,
Shevchenko will probably
she'll-
get close to the same, maybe even
she'll-
more,
she'll-
maybe 900K.
She'll win.
But look at in the prelims, Derek Brunson 225K to, by the way, get almost murdered,
Oh,
and Cody Garbrandt 180K in the prelims.
Almost manslaughter, Zach. Almost manslaughter.
that's just wrong.
I put that question out there on Twitter. Like, was that Herb Dean's worst thing he's ever done as an official? Because that non-stoppage,
Was bad.
terrible. He could have stopped like 15 seconds earlier, and he didn't even stop it at all. They just threw in the towel.
Brunson was on the ground with his arms
He was like this,
like moving, and his head was like blah blah blah, and he was getting pounded off of the canvas.
his brain was a mush pie of concussions. Like Tua Tagovailoa didn't get as much concussions as that guy got. That was bad.
That was very bad.
We haven't heard anything from Derek Brunson. I'm assuming he's going to retire, though. Derek Brunson's also 39. Derek Brunson's going to be done.
Probably right. That was a very bad loss, and he looked really, really good in the first round, though.
Listen, they both gassed.
Yeah,
they
they
both gassed. Dreykus just had a little bit more.
Mm.
Just a little bit. All right, we're going to take it to the rankings. John Jones, number 1 pound for pound ranking. How we feeling?
I'm fine with that.
We talked about it the next day because we had the pod on Sunday. And we were like, where do you think he goes? Like, if he's 1, yeah, I get it. I'm not mad. Like, honestly, like, that's what I probably do. But I think he's going to be 3. I thought he'd be under Volkan Makachev.
I thought he'd be under Volk just because maybe just activity wise. But I
Yeah.
mean like the dude is the
He's
dude
the GOAT.
is the pound for pound. So yeah.
What
Not
else
su-
do we
not
got?
surprised.
We got Dreykus Duplessis going to 6, so he did not make the top 5. Paulo Costa enters the top 5.
Rachmanov didn't make the top 5 either.
Rachmanov didn't either. He went to 6.
Him and Gilbert Burns is a great fight.
That is a
Gilbert
crazy
Burns
fight.
wins.
Gilbert Burns
does.
fights Jorge Masvidal at 287 in Miami.
How do you feel about that? Gilbert Burns.
Gilbert
shot by Rock-
Burns.
Gilbert Burns all the way.
Oh wait, against Rachmanov?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gilbert Burns, bro. He takes him to the ground.
There's a big reach discrepancy there. Like Gilbert's small, he's ripped, but like he's small for 170.
I think he takes him to the ground. I don't think
He-
Shockmar
Well, Gilbert
didn't
Burns-
take one. They didn't go to the ground once that fight.
Gilbert Burns is a 3-time Brazilian national jiu-jitsu champion. Like his
That's
jiu-jitsu
it.
is fucking,
That's it.
it's good. Real good, right?
Very
And
good, very
Shavkat
good.
Rachmanov, by the way, was getting like rocked by Jeff Neal.
Pieced up.
And
His
Gilbert Burns
striking
is
is nowhere near contact.
See, I wouldn't say pieced up. I think they had good exchanges. Like he might have landed more strikes than Neal, but Neal, when he tagged him,
It was
rocked.
bad.
And Gilbert Burns has just as much power as Jeff Neal.
yeah. That's what I was.
So
just gonna
this is
say.
that was the fight that like okay, Rachmanov won, and he showed a lot. Like he persevered and he came back and he got a good choke at the end against a good opponent. You know, like Jeff Neal proved to a lot of people like, oh, Jeff Neal is pretty fucking good.
He's legit.
Like Jeff
So-
Neal, he only went down one spot too. It's not like he was ranked 7, now he's ranked 8. So it's not like it was a huge like lost him. Jeff Neal, Sean Brady.
I want to see.
I'm taking Neil.
I'm taking Neal, dude.
100%.
I want to see Jeff Neal's Wonder Boy.
Mm,
Wonder Boy proved a lot to me in his fight against Kevin Holland. I thought he was done and over with, and he was really
is
good.
Kevin
at striking.
Holland overrated?
Yes,
Yes,
definitely.
agreed. I'm glad
Kevin
we all
Holland
agree.
is fighting Santiago Ponzinibbio on 287 card as well. Santiago Ponzinibbio
See,
was a top 15 welterweight
I
for a
might
long time.
I would maybe pick Thompson that fight because of his leg kicks, dude.
Thompson versus Neal.
I might pick Wonder
I
Boy.
don't know. Neal showed me a lot. Like, dude, he has power in his boxing.
And he
Oh, yeah,
has
I know.
he,
But Stephen Thompson's
he didn't
kicked
let
Thompson.
up though for the whole 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Whereas like I feel like Holland kind of gassed out, right? Or his
No, he
hand
just-
broke,
yeah, he
right?
broke
his hand
and
broke.
that's what kind of like
Yeah.
like led to Thompson just beating him up,
Right.
piecing him up. But
Because Holland was winning that fight arguably before he broke his hand.
I don't think Wonder Boy is gonna do that to Neil, man.
But those kicks are a fucking equalizer.
Mm.
Those spinning
I'm
side
siding
They're
with
really
Neil.
good, but
Siding with Neil, interesting fight between Stephen Thompson.
Yeah.
Because Stephen Thompson, his leg kicks showed in that Kevin Holland fight. He like the whole fight, all 3 rounds.
I just feel like Neil's like a Dorito, and he's just gonna take those kicks a lot better. Whereas Holland's just kind of like a lanky guy, and he's really long.
That would be interesting if he attacks like his legs. Take off Jeff
would
Neal's
be- it would
power
be
because I don't
interesting.
know how it's a good
It's a great
stylistic
fight,
matchup.
yeah.
Where is Arujo on this? Oh, never mind. I'm looking at the wrong rankings. Never mind. I was gonna say because fucking Rebos went down and Richie's here, but Arujo didn't go above Rebos. Okay, so now we have been talking shit about the women's divisions for a little bit. They're not exciting.
No.
The women, we said the women's strawweight division was like okay, like Rose Namajunas, Wiley Zhang, like that was kind of going good. Now look at this flyweight division. Okay, Alexa Grasso just shocked the world. She's the new champ. You got Shevchenko, number 2. You know she's getting the rematch. You got Manon Fiorot, who I think could beat up both of them. I think Manon Fiorot might be the best in this division. You got Talia Santos, who just went to a split decision with Shevchenko. You got Erin Blanchfield. You got Jessica Andrade hanging around, who only lost her last fight in 2 weeks. Women's flyweight division got a lot better last week. That's actually that's a real top 5.
Kind of exciting top 5. For the
Yeah.
women. album.
You know, and then, he's gonna play
thought
his
it was
old
actually
shit,
a
bro.
really good. Yeah, of course he is.
Me and Garb listened to it, and the first 8 songs, we were like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, we went for it.
We
It
like
was
played
weird
right through it, and like didn't have a problem with it.
Dude, I haven't done this, I haven't done this since J. Cole dropped the off season.
Mhm.
Do you remember when that dropped?
Yep.
You and Dylan were over, and we were like having a fire, and like at midnight we played the shit, and we were down here, and I was literally like, "I'm sorry guys, but I'm gonna stand upstairs and listen to this shit." And fucking, it was like epic. We listened to the whole album. When that shit dropped, because we were doing a podcast that day.
We were like,
And I
"Oh,
was
shit.
like,
What?"
he's dropping an album? What the
Yeah.
fuck? And so I was like on the couch, and I remember I'm like watching something, and I'm like halfway asleep, whatever. And I get up to have a drink of water, and I look at my phone, and it says College Park by Logic, just released, because I get like the music notifications.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh shit. Fuck it, let me listen to a song. And I listen to one song, and I'm like standing up, pacing, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm getting in my car. I drove from here to the end of like the beginning of West Main Road, right? Like the
Turned
public,
around.
the public brick house. I did. I turned around, drove all the way to Little Compton, drove all the way to the
Be
Ave,
careful, bro.
drove back through Rhode Island. Like I drove my car for an hour, listened to that whole album.
Wow.
And that outro, fucking Light Year, where he has that minute song right at the end, I was like almost crying as I'm pulling into my driveway. I'm like, oh my God. The album's it's very good. It's not great.
It's good.
It's good.
3 radio hits, bangers, classics.
Something
right?
happened.
Yeah, I know. It cut out a while ago.
Oh, it did.
And then I put it back. And it's not like bringing up the other camera. So you got full screen of me.
Oh, it froze.
Hmm. Four songs that are great. There's 2 or 3 songs that are very good. I like some of the skits that he puts in it. Like those are funny.
Yeah.
The outro song I really think is one of his best verses. That last minute and a half, that's fire, gas. And then there's a couple filler songs in there, right? Like he has like 18 songs on the project.
It's a big project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you put 18 songs out and you have 10 that are like good songs that I'll listen to, I'm good at that.
100%. That's a good album.
But anyway, with everything going on, I think I'm gonna end it here.
Word.
All right. Thank you everybody for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow with our UFC Vegas 71 picks, which by the way, oh wait, we already went over it. You guys tied. You went 11-3 with 4-0 on locks. Me and Harry tied. So yeah, we're gonna be doing that for UFC Vegas 71, which is a sneaky, great card. Have you guys looked at the card at all for this week?
I have a little bit.
It's actually really good.
Mhm.
So we'll be back with our picks for that tomorrow. Go follow us on our Twitter at MMA Complete Pod. Go check out UFE NFT. And I'm going to leave it to Steve.
Yeah.